Hi. Hey, babe. Yeah.
My name is Miriam. This is Heather. And we're astrologers, but we're also channelers. We're seers. I don't think Heather knew from a very young age, didn't you?
Yeah, but I didn't know what it was back then. When I say very, very young, until, I was a teenage, my mid-teens, I had so many just paranormal experiences. It was uncanny and I knew what it was then, but when I was young, I always remember there was instances, where people say they have imaginary kids have imaginary friends and stuff like that. I very much was aware that I always had presences with me. And so those were my imaginary friends. And I was a middle child, and all of my siblings and cousins were either way older or way younger than me. And so I was just always out and about by myself. And, lone wolf, I guess, my Aquarius moon. I started connecting with all my friends that were on the other side, and hey, watch me do this. Hey, watch me do this. That fifth houser thing. But what
Well,
about you? I'm curious to know about you. What you thought? How were you? What about you when you were young?
I had a dream when I was about 4 or 5 years old. So we knew early. I think my mother, let's just say I had one evening where she knew. Everybody in the house knew. And that was the last evening. That was the last evening. I also, like at 12, I could see I could see their aunt dying, their auntie dying. And the next time happened when I was in Korea and I got my orders to go to Fort Hood. But that time it was, you know how when you hear from down here in your solar plexus? That's what it was when I was 21. I opened the envelope, said Fort Hood, Texas. Hey, Allie.
Hi,
And
sis.
the voice spoke. You know when the voice speaks?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, I wish there was a proper way to describe it, but when the voice speaks, it's almost like every cell in your body must obey. There is no other way.
Yeah, that happened to me when I was probably 12 to 13 to 14. And it was always when I was taking a bath. Like I was always into like the girl stuff when I was younger, right? So like if I knew if I shaved standing up in the shower, I would always get razor burn. So I took a lot of baths. I know that's a weird thing to just tell people, but I'll never forget like being in the bathtub and I would literally start to hear this voice out loud that really kind of scared me and made me nervous. And I'm like, what is this? And then it backed off. But being in the water,
Yeah.
that's really when it picked up. And
how frequently, real quick name call. Hi everybody. We're gonna do the zodiac sign readings. We're gonna fly through them together and then timestamp the video afterwards. However, I am back in Del Rio with Heather. Say hi, Heather.
Hi Heather. Hey guys. Hey guys. I just watched her pretty self just do recordings and zero audio. And I just felt so bad.
Air signs, and it did not pick up the audio.
Yeah.
That was like 3 hours work. That sucks.
Yeah.
However, it happens. Hi, Naru. Hi, Sherry. I have not seen Sherry in a while. I don't feel like I've seen Sherry in a while.
Oh, hi, Sherry. I'm Heather. Nice to meet you, dear. So you were going to say what else about the gift, being a seer and hearing?
The voice, when you hear it in your it's almost like you hear it in your stomach, and every cell bends. And so I was in Korea and the orders showed up, and everybody was like, you don't want to go to Fort Hood. You know, we're having so much fun here. And we were having all the fun in Korea. And they begged, you know, just write to, you know, call Virginia, get your orders changed. Nobody wants to come here. We're having a blast. But the voice.
Kind of like food. When something's really good, you're like, oh, it's disgusting. You won't like
Oh, it's just a year.
You won't want this.
But a lot can happen in a year. But yeah, and I knew I kept saying, no, I have to go. And I felt like I knew there was somebody there that I needed to meet. I knew it, right?
Yeah.
And I was hoping, like, the whole time on the air, you know, flight back to the United States, the whole time I was hoping and praying that God was going to send me a girlfriend, because I had spent an entire year in an 800-man battalion with only 4 females.
Yeah, you needed some estrogen.
I thought, oh my God, I'm going to get a girlfriend. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Well, guess what I didn't get?
Yeah.
Girlfriend.
Yeah.
Guess what? I mean, honestly, I got one of those 6 of Cups.
Well, you ended up with a soulmate, did you?
Several.
Yeah, yeah.
Pocket full of soulmates running down the road.
Me too. I'm very much, for those of you who are just joining us or whatever, we're just BSing a little bit before we throw down cards. But I yeah, what you just said, like I mean, I grew up very social. I was always an extrovert. For those of you who don't know me, I'm very much an introvert. I'm not comfortable on camera. I'm not comfortable with people hitting me up all the time. And and this even applies to my family, and it's nothing personal at all. I just, as being as sensitive as I am, I very much require a lot of alone time. And when I was young, it was totally opposite. I was just out and about being social with everybody. So I always, growing up, like that, teenager and whatever, you couldn't keep me at home. Even before I was a teenager, until the streetlights came on, I wasn't at home. I was born in '80. But if we're talking about the psychic sensitivities and stuff, and like when it really amped up for me, my mom passed when I was 14. And I started getting, oh, you mentioned something. And before I even go there, you mentioned knowing that somebody was going to pass away. I remember as far back as 9 years old, dreaming that my grandma was going to pass away. And that night when I was in bed, they had taken her to the hospital, and like she was older. She had Alzheimer's. She's an older woman. And I knew from my dream that she was going to pass away. So I've had a lot of reoccurring and prophetic dreams throughout my entire life since I was young. But the actual psychic sensitivity and seeing actual spirits, hearing them, feeling their inner turmoil and being jealous of other spirits that, like my mom's spirit would come around me, being jealous and, like creating all kinds of weird stuff. So if any of you guys are going through that, you're not crazy. It's just sometimes you have to ask for some protection. If you got too much going on and it's making you nuts, stand your ground on it. Ask your guides for help and say, shit, not right now. Not right now. A little too much too soon. Too much too soon. But yeah, I noticed it's been my whole life. So, I know, but the channeling thing is insane, because sometimes you're just like, who is this for? Who's this message supposed to be for? you know?
So we're going to run through the zodiac signs. We're going to, this is what we decided. Every other. Like, I could probably do Aries. And or do you want me to do Taurus? Or do you want to go backwards?
Oh, babe, I thought we were just going to pound them out, 3 cards each through the little minis, through the regulars, and then for each sign, we both just give what we see. But
for each sign?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
We can do it that way unless you're
All
ready,
right,
unless
both
you
of
think
us
something else would
have
be more
our little
efficient.
ladybug timers. Okay.
Oh, where's mine? Oh, hold on. Let me grab mine. It's up over here.
We both have these
Yes, I
cute
got it.
little ladybug timers.
Yeah.
And as soon as we lay the cards, we're
I
going to
gotta
set the
shuffle these.
timer.
Mine are still in order. Hold on.
And Heather can go first and I'll go second.
That's perfect. But mine are still in order. My minis are in order. So let me.
Oh no, that's bad.
Yeah. So y'all, I ordered from Temu for the first time and found cute little mini decks. And I used to have this Radiant Wise tarot, and I got each of us a little tiny one. They're just a couple bucks each. Yes. Good stuff.
They
So
fit in my hand better. I'm really
if
tiny.
you, they do. They're easier to shuffle. But I see we got 10 faces in here. I hope everybody's having a great Labor Day weekend. We are starting ours off. Just she got me watching TV last night. I don't watch TV. Was it Adam's Family or Wednesday? I started
Wednesday.
watching Wednesday. And Allie, yes, dear, I thought of you. But welcome, everybody. If you would hit that like button, we appreciate it. We're going to go ahead and lay some cards down and read for all 12 signs, just kind of through the weekend, for the signs. So welcome, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, feel free to share some comments with us. Let us know how your weekend's going. What's your experience with psychic sensitivities? Did you notice it when you were young? If you haven't, and yeah, let us know in the comments. I always love hearing that kind of stuff. So does
Everything's
Em.
going to be timestamped below you guys after the live stream. So please do not harass us with a million emails. I promise you, they will be done.
And Heather's the one that's like, not here. You'll get it when you get it. If you don't get it, be happy with what you got. Which is what I taught when I was a kid. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit.
Yeah, get what you get. No,
I kid. I kid. All right, so we're going to lay down for Aries through all Labor Day weekend. Oh, and quick. Oh, we were going to talk real quick. I'm so sorry. So Saturn, y'all, on Monday, Saturn's moving back into Pisces. It's in retrograde. So Chronos, time, karma, going back into Pisces, which is all that 12th house energy. People are going to be having to confront some issues on things that they have, all things Pisces, whether it be your health, ignoring health, avoiding hard conversations, avoiding making a change within yourself, maybe even, needing to explore some more spiritual things. All of those things with Saturn back up there are going to definitely be coming through for several months, and Neptune's going to join it shortly thereafter. Do you have any thoughts about Saturn and Pisces while we're at it?
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. So, remember when Jupiter was like square Saturn and then conjunct Saturn? Didn't we
was
go into the
squared
square like 3 times?
3 times. Yeah, we went through 3 times over 23 into 24. Yeah.
So we're not in that loop anymore.
No, we're finished with that.
So any kind of memory that we pull wouldn't have the same tone or modality, really, even, because
No,
Saturn
because
was
there's
involved last time.
yeah.
There was like, and now Uranus is also in Gemini.
Yes, and that makes it even more accelerated.
Yeah, because Pisces naturally is in the same axes with Gemini. And Sagittarius or Jupiter is in Cancer. So
Yeah.
something in feminine female energy.
Well, we got a
That
minor
has a
grand
karmic
trine.
tie
Mm-hmm.
And what, Neptune's already there, right?
So no, Neptune's in Aries at 1 degree, and Saturn's like at minutes, like 4 minutes or something in Aries right now in retrograde. And so
Okay.
it's going to be back. It's going to be back there on Monday. And if I'm thinking right, so then that would be sextile, and a trine. So we have Uranus trining Pluto. I'm not looking at a chart. I'm looking at in my head here. And then so Neptune and Saturn are sextile Pluto and Uranus. So we have a minor grand trine. So there is something I'll say on it. Basically, a lot of people's stories have been unfolding over several months. This Saturn Neptune conjunction, when they moved into Aries, the storyline that played out was kind of like over the winter, right, of 2024 into 2025. And then now that it's going back, so a lot of things have changed collectively, and you've seen it happening. And a lot of people have made those changes that they needed to implement. That, whether it's changing a job, changing where you live, changing relationships, any of that stuff, that's already happened. And if some of you are sitting there going, well, I didn't have nothing to do. Well, there's something that you need to be addressing. And Saturn popping back into Pisces this time, it's not going to be as nice. Granted, there's going to be a trine, which is going to help you be like, oh, that's what it was.
Well, the trine's in the air signs, right? Or is it in whatever the trine is in, that element? That's what you're going to get.
The trine is from Aquarius to Gemini, and then it's sextile to Saturn, Neptune, and then back up to Pluto. So it's a minor grand trine, a minor trine, right? Minor triangle. So it is still supportive, but I would say if there have been there are those out there, and I love you, and this is why I'm saying it. If you guys have had with you, we look at patterns of Pisces, right, and Aries, individual moving forward, patterns of Pisces. A lot of the things that are being wrapped up are if you haven't been paying attention to health issues, if you have been dismissing your role in your life, and I have to say that because Pisces tends to, try to avoid some things. Avoidance isn't going to work. You're likely going to be called out on something. And if you have addiction issues, very much time to get help. 12th house rules hospitals. You don't want it to go that route. Maybe a rehab, maybe, go find God in a church, or an ashram, or in your bedroom and, pray on a candle, whatever you need to do. But that's kind of how I see it. I don't need to keep elaborating on it, but I just wanted to touch base because it's a big move that's happening.
I would touch into the areas of evolutionary astrology.
Please do.
Anywhere Neptune is placed, if there whatever sign is over your 12th house, you're going to extend too much meaning, over idealizing whatever's happening there with that energy. So
Yes.
it's like I have Neptune in Sagittarius in the 3rd. So over idealizing who kind of like words, definitions, over idealizing the names of things,
Over romanticizing
the names of things, having it in the 3rd house, it's, and then Neptune, or sorry, my Mercury in Virgo and Neptune, it has this puzzle. I need to put together a puzzle. I need to analyze something and put the puzzle together. There's a problem, there's a challenge, we need to overcome it, we need to work together to do it. There's a puzzle, I need to put all the pieces together. And the over idealization would sort of say that everyone needs to know what I know.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that Neptunian type of concept. And then making it far more important than anything else on the planet. So it does have a two-edged sword, and it doesn't matter
Mm-hmm.
where your Neptune is placed, because in the same breath, it is your spiritual gift. It's just, are you doing it to serve yourself and to make yourself look good?
That
Do you
Virgo
only
Pisces
do it
axis.
when you feel like it?
Yeah.
Are you only going to sell the information or the gift or the thing that you have? This would be
Mm-hmm.
something that you normally would just give away for free.
Yeah.
So it would be like over idealizing that this thing should be given out. The Bible talks about that, not throwing your pearls before swine, that sort of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
And the Neptunian concept, it's almost like I want to say what that one tarot reader years ago. I used to watch that guy when he was first starting. I don't watch him anymore, but he would always say, "Let's keep it moving, people. Let's keep it moving." It's a lot like that when it comes to the Neptunian place. So, in small translation, Neptune, Saturn, still conjunct, going back into Pisces. I would definitely say people who have over idealized their position in authority positions. You're looking at Capricorn. I over
Or
idealized
people
my
in
father's
authority.
faith, you know. I over idealized the goodness of my father. I over
Yeah.
idealized my father's way of doing it. It could have even go the other way, where I over idealized that my father wasn't there when he was. I
Yeah.
over idealized that my father would handle that when it was actually mine to handle. So you see the
Or
direction.
that everything was over, like as you said it, like I saw very much the Pisces, tendency to over romanticize something in their upbringing, right?
Yeah.
And having the rose colored glasses in regards to what their childhood really was or whatever. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but as I was getting a ton of downloads as you were talking, I was also seeing the over idolization of people that they once thought they could trust and rely on, hence leadership.
Leadership.
Leadership roles. You're going to see people that have been abusing their leadership roles, or, whether they're overextending themselves or not doing enough. Those are Saturn's coming to clean house with that. And a lot of people are going to be waking up out of that fog. And it's going to be lasting for what, 5 or 6 months, something like that.
Well,
And
it's not just the father figure. Authority roles, government.
that's
It
what I would meant
represents
when I
your
said
career
leadership.
trajectory, like you're on a trajectory for a career. It's also over idealizing your reputation, and not just how you're seen in the world, but your public image.
Mm-hmm.
And just really over idealizing that, sometimes even taking advantage of people, like you had a right
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to take advantage of people because your reputation was awesome, so you could. To abuse your power because you were so powerful, you could. To use your career to hurt people, harm people, blah 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 blah. All things 10th house, just saying, you felt you had a right, that you were like entitled to it. There's also, when it comes to Saturn, we need to talk about gender roles in the home and gender roles in relationships, because the Cancer Capricorn axis rules gender. What gender are you? It also will rule that
Yeah.
complication that everybody has with either their mama or their daddy. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's neither
Saturn.
one. And then you get a few years down the road and you realize, dang it, I too am human and have mommy
Yeah.
daddy issues.
Yeah. So definitely look to see where you've got Saturn in your chart natally, along with this transit in Pisces and which house that it's crossing through. Pisces also Neptune, or I'm sorry, Saturn in Pisces is also going to like also it's karma, right? Like Miriam jumped in, she's talking about evolutionary side of it. It's past lives. It's the unconscious. It's your spirituality. So if Saturn is the how do I say it? If Saturn is the daddy, right, and or the mentor, the Chronos checking to make sure you're doing everything right, the white glove almost. You want to make sure that you're on the right side of humanity. She mentioned government too, so all the government and political stuff that we've been going through, it's not going to die down. It's not. The actual your souls collectively are going to be feeling the big urge to not participate in things that no longer spiritually suit who you are today. And if you are somebody that has struggled with what you believe in and or had a recent change in it, have grace with yourself. If you're still on the side to where you're having people come at you because of your beliefs, it may be time to reevaluate it with a retrograde because you might get checked hard otherwise if not. But
Officers, commanding
yes,
officers, people in
yeah,
high places,
people in high
visible, global
places.
view, the
Yeah.
Capricorn to 10th house, 12th house. It's the whole divine collective can see what you're doing.
Mm. Yeah, and
They
there's a
see
lot of
you.
there's a lot of change and check, and everybody kind of being like the whole Cat Williams thing. Don't you know that I can see you? you know, like
It's true.
there's so much, but it does have to do with labels again, and so Neptune as well will be backing up in there, and so I would just say it is a very karmic time, and you got to remember the North Node is in Pisces right now, guys. South Node's in Virgo, so North Node collectively you make it. I'm sure a lot of people are starting to feel the awakenings happening, more psychic sensitivities, dreamland becoming amplified with a lot of really important symbolism and messages. So very good time to,
It can also lock up your dreams or the communication for a time. Honestly, it all depends on where Saturn is in your chart.
yeah. Yeah, yeah. Mine's on that sixth house. So I just passed the Saturn opposition. So yeah.
We
Oh yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
year like a year or two ahead of you, so I know.
I know you've had a busy day, so I'll get going with you, babe. We could talk all day. And she's tired. And we're gonna go through the signs here for the weekend for Aries.
Everything's going to be time stamped after the live, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like trying to hold Aries in my
Aries for
mind
the
the whole
weekend.
time we're talking. I'm like, Aries, don't run away. Because Aries will.
Aries is on a jet ski right now. Hmm.
Aries energy.
Hmm. Ooh, I'm getting relationship for Aries. Okay, show me clarifier for each one, please. For Aries. Hmm.
You better go first.
Okay, that's fine. I've got one more card to go. That 10 of swords, please. Okay. Woo. All right, so for Aries, here's how it came out. First set, I've got the High Priestess in reverse with the Nine of Wands underneath it. Six of Swords in reverse by the Fool, which is your card, Aries, in reverse, winding up with the Ten of Swords and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, so The overall energy, I got the Lovers in reverse and the Three of Wands in reverse. Lots of reverse. And sorry, Mooney, you are blocked. Bye. Okay, so I've got the High Priestess in reverse, and looking at this, I mean, I feel relationship right away. Okay, so some of my Aries very well may be dealing with some confusion in regards to how to move forward rather than keep looking at the pain and the heartbreak of a love situation that you've been dealing with. I do feel distance in this and not knowing how to move forward with something. Reservation on um, the how to move forward with your passion. We've got the Six of Swords, and I think I'm at about 2 minutes now. The Six of Swords in reverse with the Fool in reverse. Don't dive in head first. If there's some sort of impulsive thing, this basically tells me that you need to sit on it, you need to wait, you need to go within. Over this weekend, take this long weekend. You can't ignore the pain and the heartache, but you can look at the bright side of things, the silver lining, right? I do see a big old no right there. No, no, not anymore. However, these two cards together would lead to the Nine of Swords. We've got you all in your head, Aries. So, this whole, I've got nines everywhere. So you're at the end of something and you're about to go move into the next phase. Keep your mind open, keep your heart open, and remember that forgiveness is very important, not just to be able to move forward out of whatever breakup that you're dealing with, but staying guarded like this and get to the point where you're losing your sleep, you're having nightmares about it, you don't know how to move forward. You need to be able to jump into that new beginning, Aries. And until you make amends and calm yourself down in the head, because this is a lot of in the head, you need to get out of the head, right? And turn that high priestess around, okay? Go within, talk to your higher self, meditate. You need to ground this weekend, Aries. I love you.
Okay, 3 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Aries. I have one person on one side. They got all these pages lined up, and they're saying, I don't understand. It wasn't that big of an ask. I don't understand. It wasn't that big of a deal. I don't understand. It's such a small, tiny little thing. And I have someone who's sitting here, and they make it a repetitious habit to kind of puke and throw up on another person here. And this one's talking about the pressures of the debt or the pressures of the whatever. The person on the right, though, it's sort of like I didn't know the other person was going to make king-like moves. I didn't know. That's when I was like, okay, I got a page over here. I got 2 kings. And then I have, I didn't know that whatever was happening here emotionally was something they couldn't walk away from. I didn't know that it was creating that much damage.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like presented in a way where when I see 3 5s show up, I know the devil is in the mix somewhere because the devil card is 15. So it's almost as if this person doesn't leave another person a choice, and they have the option at something that will work. They have something at the option. So when they show up and they kind of do it, it leaves the other person now just all they can do is sit and stew in their head just over and over, just kind of sit there because they're sort of like, you didn't give me a choice. You made this huge thing. You didn't look. I have 3 kings. And
did you have the the Nine of Swords? Is that what you just showed?
I had the 9 of Wands, but it was in the reverse.
No, swords.
The Knight.
9.
No, I had it at the very end is becoming the habit now. But it's
That was
almost
at
like
the end of
someone
mine.
would rather move forward with making things complete and making things work. even if it means for like a job or a business, if it's career minded, like you have to take a vow or you have to take an oath of some kind, it would be easier for this person to go forward with the vow. Especially in Aries, something may show up, something may be, it would be like evidence or proof. Like if something came up with evidence or proof of, all I got to do is show up and this thing will grow. It's a lot like that. So the other person, though, is like, I don't understand. All I was doing was this. But it's like constantly puking on the other person. And the other person over here is with the 5. Look at it. Just look at it. One's carrying the weight of the 10 of Wands plus the 5. The other one's just complaining. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
yeah.
what damage you do with assumptions. Because this person came in and was like, yep, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Well, yeah, that 9 of Swords was on the back end of mine too. If I had the 10 of Swords and the Ace of Swords in reverse for clarifying. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like now the other person doesn't know what the other one's thinking. Because that's how I started. I didn't mean for it to be like that. I didn't mean for it to be taken like that. I didn't. Because they made a boss move because of it.
Yeah,
right,
and that Aries Libra axis, don't forget it's you and the other people. You have to be very aware of how your actions affect others.
Yeah, these
Or
little
your life
crazy
lesson.
things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I
Playing dumb.
didn't think it was that big of a deal. They shouldn't take it like that. And it's kind of like you don't get to control how another person feels, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to go into Taurus now. Taurus energy. I just got taken into the kitchen and Miriam was baking cookies. I got my crown just lit up. Taurus is feeling sensual this weekend, is what I'm feeling. Woo. Wanting to.
It does feel like baked cookies, doesn't it?
It does. I got goosebumps on my legs too. Oh, we got a Page Cups in reverse. Starting out the Hierophant in the upright and the 9 of Wands again with the Star card in reverse for Taurus. Let's get clarifiers for each one of those, please. It's first time using this little deck. All right, Page of Swords, Hierophant, 9 of Wands, please. Okay. Okay. Like I just see somebody letting their guard down and getting out and playing too.
Well, I was seeing, the 1950s.
There it went.
Glasses with, the hair in she is driving a convertible in the desert,
And the scarf around the neck just blowing.
Yeah, 1950s. That's how she came into me.
In their car. Here they go, babe. Look, the chariot, right as you said the car. Okay, so for Taurus this weekend, to this long holiday weekend, rolling into it, we're coming in with a whole lot of light aloofness with that Page of Cups, but the Queen of Cups is the underlying energy for it. So, with this one, I can't even look at it as a bad way because it's almost like, you know what? I'm so busy being solid in things all the time. I'm going to let my hair down. Like she said, look at how windy it is in that. And he's got his feet, pigs can fly. I'm just going to get out and have some fun. It does lend into doing, some party energy and lightening of the heart. The Hierophant and the upright. Oh, sweetheart, don't let me forget to do my timer. There we go. I think I'm about 3 minutes there. Okay. So the middle cards are rolled out. I've got the Hierophant. That right there is Taurus energy. Woo, you're showing up. Looks like with the 7 of Wands. Okay. And then closing out with the Nine of Wands in reverse and the Nine of Cups star card in reverse, clarified by the Chariot. So for my Tauruses, with I mean, I just saw a whole scene playing out in party setting, a party setting to where you're just enjoying yourself and having a good time, almost and having to, you're letting your guard down, but there's people that are just after you. Like, not, I'm not even saying it in a bad way. I'm seeing it like competition. And you're just sitting back like, guys, gals, whatever, you can keep buying my drinks for me. I'm just going to chill over here and have a good time. I'm letting my guard down. And I'm not focusing right now on the long term vision. I know that'll come with time. I am blessed. And you're just channeling that divine spirit within. I mean, look at that. You know, the duality in it. I do see the medium, the middle ground there. I really just think it has to do with a lot of just trying to let loose and have fun. You may even be doing this with a family function. So if it's Labor Day weekend, you guys are out, you know, with your family, enjoying, you know, game night or time at the pool or whatever, you may just be indulging and having fun. Enjoy it. I'm not even going to say try to turn anything around, but that's what I got. I did notice that there's older feelings in there that would indicate family connection, tradition with the Hierophant, and being surrounded by loved ones. So have fun, just be safe. If you're out indulging, don't chase it. We're in a very karmic time. Don't chance it. Time to get a DD, or just make sure you're being responsible. That would be my best advice. So we're coming up on the stopper. It didn't even ding though.
I know mine didn't ding either. Challenge.
Like bugs.
All right, Taurus, I don't know which side you're on, so you're going to have to tell yourself because I wouldn't know. I have fire energy back here. It looks like a Sagittarius to me. There might be a Leo. I've got a Pisces involved, maybe even a Gemini. But what I have is you and your person are sitting together. You're sharing an experience. It's like you're both on the outside looking at this experience that maybe you both had, but it's one where it just couldn't get up, like into a certain position. And this would be things coming into balance, things coming into harmony. And you and this other person are having this chit chat, and you're remembering the experience together, looking at it, going, okay. Because something I heard, oh, yeah, there we go. 2 times I had the Lovers right there in the reverse. 2 times I have the 8 of Pentacles in the upright. And I thought you would find this crazy because one person is feeling still emotionally tied to this past experience that you both shared. And the other person is like,
walking away.
well, I'm already done with that. Like, I already went through that when I was a kid, or I already went through all that, whatever, not doing it again. And you're both looking at it. And one of the things I heard when I laid was, now having known this, we get to set our own traditions. Now being on the outside, knowing that we definitely don't want to return to it, but we get to set our own traditions. And the person on my right is saying, F that, I don't ever want that to happen. Period. If I even thought that was going to be a thing, I'd be out of here. This person on my left is being more thoughtful about divine masculine kind of things. And they're like, this other person back here, they didn't know how to be a partner, like a partner in all of its truest. There's something that was disconnected emotionally, like, you don't do, you know what I mean? It's something they didn't know about what marriage is supposed to be or what partnership is supposed to be. But they're still maybe even dealing with it. I don't know. We'll see. All I know is that we're sort of in this position where you're in a good spot to get going. You're in a good spot. It's almost like you've built and worked your way up. You both have gotten to the 8. And someone's coming in with one more, and there's the 9. And now there is complete kind of liberty around it. It's just ensuring that with this new future, we don't allow this Ace of Wands to happen. And it's setting it in some sort of routine, because over on this side, there was a failing of a committed action. And if those of you know the King of Wands in the reverse and everything it represents, on this side, I have the King of Wands in the upright. So this is someone who knows commitment. They know how to take it the long haul. And let's just say going forward, we're not going to do that, okay? But it's setting it into our own routine.
Good. It's so weird. Our timers don't ding. I mean, I heard it stop ticking. Yeah, I think you're on point with that. We
Like
both
both
got the 9
sides
of
have
cups.
this 2 of Wands in the reverse, 2 of Wands in the reverse. One person has the Queen of Swords above it, and then the other person has it's kind of like the 9 of Cups underneath it. I wouldn't be that arrogant. I wouldn't be that egoic, because the Strength card in the reverse is underneath it.
I when you were drawing and you started reading, and then I was percolating back on my card for Taurus, I heard like, and then I saw the 7 of Wands again with the battling. Don't be jealous. Like, don't be. There might be jealousy tendencies. Like, that's right. I'm moving on to Gemini over here. See, we got decent amount of people in the room. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. We're just rolling through the signs. We're not answering personal questions today, but appreciate you stopping in. About to lay down for Gemini. We're just doing little minis for this weekend. Okay, for Gemini, clarify that King of Wands, and boom. Man, I got the Lovers again, and the 3 of Wands. Okay. I like to show and tell. Gemini, we coming out with the Tower card and the Page of Cups clarifying the Tower card. Looks like you very well may be meeting somebody or reuniting with somebody. I've got the King of Wands in the upright with the clarifier of the Lovers card. That's you, Gemini. The King of Wands would indicate a fiery energy. The Tower card coming in at the beginning would indicate a sudden, a quick, possibly even an Aquarius, but of a younger age, possibly, or just a bit of a more of a lighthearted way of being. And then I got another Aquarius card. I got the Star card in reverse and the 8 of Swords in the upright to clarify it. Overall energy, we've got the Hermit card in reverse and the 3 of Wands in the upright, Gemini. Over this weekend, and I just heard out loud, and it had to do with this. If you don't get your ass out, you're not going to go meet anybody. I'm hearing the need or the want or the longing for somebody, and to have some sort of connection. It's something that, you've been longing for, worrying your pretty little Gemini mind about, and or losing some sleep, having some anxiety issues about some things. The Uranian energy that's in Gemini right now in your sign is probably making some quick turnovers in your life, kind of all around the board for you. And you're like, I don't know if I'm ready for this, but if you do allow yourself to get out, venture afar. You know that you've got to go, if you're wanting to get out and look for something, you've got to be able to make the move. However, if you do, I will say you will be pleasantly surprised with that Tower card. I see you out having fun. I see you uniting with somebody, whether it's, I don't see cups here except for the page. It may have a promise of some kind of new beginning, maybe even a new friend. And Geminis, you love your friends, right? I think that this would be a good time to go out and meet and be a little weird about it. You know, like when I say be weird about it, or it may be under unusual circumstances. I see a masculine energy. So if it's the ladies that I'm talking to, look out. You know, you might be running into a fire sign or even Aquarius or heavily Saturnian. But it does look like it would be somebody that would be a good match. And something that, you know, don't overthink it, don't overdo it, just be yourself and allow yourself that freedom to play like a little kid, you know, give that little offering. So I would say with all that Uranian energy, being that it is a holiday weekend here in the States, be careful, watch out. And I just saw a red light, green light, yellow light. Don't run into yellow lights. I heard, and so growing up, it was like we would hit the dashboard. If you were running through a yellow light, it'd be boom, 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 boom. We'd do that, you know, like it'd be like don't get us pulled over. But I saw like a crash. So watch out for somebody running lights. Be extra cautious if you're out driving this weekend. You know, don't trip downstairs or whatever. Pick up your feet when you walk. All the things. Love you, Gemini.
Okay, Gemini. Okay. There's a very large, this would be like you're one step from reaching the pinnacle of your career. This would be like you're one step away from whatever that, you know, it could also attest to how many things have been done. I've done this and I've done that and I've done this and I've done that. And another person is sort of maybe even projecting that onto another person. And it's negative to have given someone that much power and that much control, because what I'm seeing now is the King of Wands is not even able to get started. Like, mother of all things holy, I'm not even able to get started on this. I don't like not having the ability, because I kind of let this other person do it all and do it all and do it all and do it all. So now I have maybe something getting rejected. It could be something financial. But there is like a huge, it's like hitting the brakes. This person doesn't like to have to call to have others help them sort out what to do. You know, they don't, to have a positive outcome. This would be like someone who, well, I didn't take care of the baby. I always let, you know, well, she was breastfeeding, so I always let her take care of the baby. So I wasn't needed and I wasn't necessary. So I just popped smoke, that sort of thing. And you know, I didn't hear nothing. So I was far away. I was traveling and whatever. So how would I know how to do that? I was never there. Do you see? That's sort of what I'm picking up. And this person is sort of holding out some sort of hope here. You know, it's sort of like making an excuse like that. I hate to have to call this person because I don't know how to resolve my emotions. I don't know how to sleep. I don't know how to cook dinner. I don't know how to, because whatever. They're holding out hope here that the situation isn't completely over, because I think they were codependent and over reliant. But the other person, like, don't hold out hope. Like, this other person is gone. I don't see them coming back in any other way. And if that's what you needed to hear, like, don't wait any longer. No, don't wait for another person to feel right. Don't wait to make a choice or be proactive on something until it's the right time. don't do that. Because if you're patterning after like a father figure, a mother figure, or something like that, don't wait. That's what it's kind of showing me. You don't want to keep digging a hole and burning time. That's basically this. You don't want to keep doing that. Be proactive, because the way the cards sort of show is if you keep waiting on this other person or this other family situation, whatever this is, it is perfectly okay to make an adult choice, an adult decision that brings calm and that brings peace. That's what it shows. And it's sort of this really cool layout where it shows that over time and the working of time, like repetitively making new moves and repetitively with discipline making these moves your own way, it turns out really well.
I heard that song, Dust in the Wind. All we are is dust in the wind.
It's kind of like time moves on, and either you learn to run with the wind, you fall, you take it not as a failure, but as an option not to do, you know? But yeah, it's sort of like, and maybe even like, I don't know how to help this person grieve. I had never lost anyone before. I didn't know what to do to make this person happy, you know? And the message over here is, well, you don't, maybe it's similar to Taurus's, where it's like you develop your own way, and then over time.
I just heard out loud, listen more than you talk. Listen more than you talk, Gemini. Well, that was a good read.
Yeah.
So I have Cancer, 3 minutes on the Ladybug. Cancer. This weekend, through the long holiday weekend, we've got the 8 of Wands. So a message coming in, and then the 7 of Cups clarifying. Look at all those wands coming in with all those leg lamps. That's like what I see. Fragile. You got all the options. I'm being silly about it, but you've got a lot of options, Cancer, and looks like you're going to be hearing something about it. Now, I will say, I think that the option that you really had been wanting is not going to be the option that you hear. So it looks like you could be a fire sign you're hoping to hear from. Cancer or Aries, Leo, and Sag are our fire signs. We got that in reverse, and it's something that you've been losing some sleep over, really thinking about it, and or the person that is reaching out to you or not reaching out to you has had this on their mind, and they're really having a hard time coming to terms with how to approach this with you. Okay. How it wraps up for you, Cancers. Tower card again. Tower card, the Uranus energy, sudden revelations. The Hermit card in reverse could also be, it's not an Aquarius you're dealing with. You could also be dealing with a Virgo. And it talks about having to make a sudden break. Oh, man. Okay, guys, the overall energy that I have for this is the Judgment card with the Emperor in the upright. Okay, so, and I had it rush over me like a ton of bricks, and I know the storyline's changing, but I just heard that some of you may be hearing or may have just heard that there was a death in the family, a loss of somebody that you cared deeply about, and it was not expected. Everything I have here is very sudden, sudden, Cancer. So, and the Judgment card, and with the Emperor, it could have been somebody that was more like a patriarchal figure in the family. And it definitely speaks to, and I'm coming right beneath it. I mean, I got that in reverse, but just time waiting. Well, you guys, I hope that that's not the case. And this very well, if I go back and try to look into the energy about the message that you're going to get, I don't have a lot, but I would say keep your options open, keep your opinions light. You're going to be hearing and you're probably going to be overwhelmed. This Queen of Wands energy very well could be you. Try not to get too upset with the stuff that you're having to deal with, because the situation affects more than just you, Cancer, and you can't be all wrapped up in your own emotions. I know my 3 minutes is up, so I'm hushing. I hope you guys have a great weekend.
I'm still not ready.
Oh, okay. Well, um, Saturn, I'm hearing father time, father, father, father. So like a father figure. You guys could also deal with some sudden weather events. I hope
weather.
that's not the like I got the sudden weather events and unexpected interruptions, and I just even heard of an event, something you were expecting to something that you were expecting to go, be able to watch. And I know it's not graduation time, but it feels like when I got the Emperor card, it could be like a retirement party. I know that's weird. And then I'm getting retirement party, I'm getting weather, I'm getting a possible passing of um a patriarchal figure in your family. Maybe you're even having to step into that role, but stay calm, chill. I'm sorry. I know that you probably already know. I will hush.
I mean, both sides of it has the reality going on. The Seven of Cups in the reverse. It's like coming out of disillusionment about and you're right, there very well could be like one of those phone calls, and then holding someone very close to your heart. However, what I do have definitely for sure that keeps coming out at me is this Two of Wands with the Justice card. It's someone who made a promise and they have to keep it. They made a promise, they made a contract, and they have to keep it. And they've been looking at how much time has been expiring before they get up and they move forward here with something in regards to a close, committed relationship here that they're supposed to be showing up for in a certain way. The person I'm looking at is paranoid. They're overdoing it. They're I don't know. It's like the Justice card says that this person has instincts that are not trained well, or this person has instincts that are not going away. It's brought much dissatisfaction to a group or to a family. Maybe you've had to pass a bad message along yourself. But on one side of it, like for the holiday weekend that we're having here in the United States, if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, good day. Good normal day. This would be a lot like someone saying, I was hoping that the kids would come home for the holiday weekend. I'm finding out that they chose to go in another direction. And then on the other side of it, it's this person that is saying, there's like someone who's ready to let go of that vibe, someone who is already kind of burnt out in a certain degree, and they're looking towards the future. To me, it's like someone, it's like I won't be able to call so-and-so to kind of fill their place, and I won't be able to call so-and-so to kind of fill their place. But the person on my right is sort of saying, I don't want to have that vibe in the family. I don't want to have that vibe. I'd rather have togetherness and wholesome and coming together. So for me, it looked like the kids saying, no, I don't want to show up. And the disappointment and sadness. And over here, the kids sort of saying, can't you make a pie? And can't you do this? And can't you do that? Well, then, because it's really nice over on this side. It's just sort of representing a different sort of They may even be ghosting you and like not even answering the phone for some of you. And just kind of like, just don't say anything. We'll wait till after the weekend and be like, apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm feeling some angst.
Yeah, there's angst, but at the same time, I can see there's like building together and moving forward right here. But it is totally asking if, well, can't you do that? Sure, I can do that. And you do that. It's a balanced, harmonious energy that has to do with maybe tasks or something.
Oh,
It's interesting.
Leo. I'm laying for Leo. For this weekend. Hi, peeps. We're just rolling through the signs for the weekend weather. Come back and watch this after the live's done, whenever it's uploading, because the very beginning we were talking about some pretty cool stuff, including, psychic gifts and Saturn going back into Pisces on Monday, all the things. Kimberly's a Leo in the chat, and she's ready for Leo. We got one more card for Leo, please. But if you're here, hi, I'm Heather. This is Miriam.
There's going to be a baby. Leo, there's going to be a baby.
No, tens.
Yeah, I can feel the baby.
We got tens.
Show me Leo, please. Unexpected baby.
Two of Pentacles.
Leo.
Man, that star card just keeps coming out in reverse, doesn't it? Ten of Wands. Oh, I swear I'm shuffling the cards, but it is not uncommon when we're having current astrological weather for it to affect a lot of people the same with similar energies. So if you're seeing repeat cards, know that I'm not cheating at it. It's just that's how it's going. I'm shuffling them well. So timer started. Leo for this weekend coming in with the Two of Pentacles in reverse and the Star card in reverse. Okay, so that's Aquarius energy with the Star card, round in the middle with the Ten of Cups in reverse and the Five of Pentacles in reverse, and wrapping up with the Ten of Wands again, the long road with the Queen of Cups in reverse, with the overall energy being the Fool in reverse, and the Seven of Wands in reverse. I feel a whole lot of F that. I'm done, is what I'm hearing. Somebody really set something down here. And if you're in a position to where there's something going on in your life that you have just had a huge eye-opening experience about, look, this isn't working any freaking more. It is very lopsided. I've been doing all this work, and you know what? I'm just going to take my oxen and my basket and my little bit of stuff and my hard work, and I'm going to take it on down the road, because I cannot keep investing into something that hurts so bad or did not repay anything. It's almost like everything in this scenario, and it is love related, it is financially related. These two pentacles together in reverse would lend to the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Something I am, it's not it's almost like an impatience of something not coming to fruition, but it's not impatience. You've been through it through the long haul. I got two tens, rolling out in this, and this is a long time going. We're talking June, well, that's about 10. So about I'm hearing like 5 years, 10 months, but it's something that's been going for a long time. And it's time for you to set that down. It's not going to reap any benefits. The flowers, I just saw annuals and perennials, and then that normally you would expect for them to bloom when it gets nice again outside. This has not bloomed. It's been a dead cactus. It's not succulent. It's shriveled. It's a shriveled up. It's a shriveled up and done. And you're not ready for a new beginning, and that's cool, Leo. Sometimes you just gotta just put the fight down and just chill and be you. Find what feeds your soul. Spend the weekend just recouping. You've been putting in a lot of hard work and picking up the work of others. It looks like not just physically, but emotionally. And, find if you got to get out and do something totally for you. Don't take anybody with you. I know that sounds weird and maybe even selfish, but sometimes it's okay to be selfish, especially if you've been burdened for so long that you're losing that piece of you. Sometimes you just got to find yourselves again, babes, and just let that hard shit go. Okay. Hope that helps.
Okay. My 3 minutes. I do agree with the let that shit go part of it. That part came out. This is someone kind of standing there going, how did you expect to maintain this level? How did you expect to maintain this level when this is not normal? That's what I'm seeing. Someone kind of looking at the other person going, I don't think you know. Whatever that is, it is not normal. That's not.
And the other person's going, I.
It's not supposed to be normalized. It's not supposed to be normal. And it's like this big, it's almost like an air sign saying hello. There has to be there needs to be someone watching. And if it gets to that point, that's not supposed to be normalized, But I have something that would also talk about repetitive always feeling this way. Like it always makes me feel this way. And I just, and the other party is sort of like, look, with or without you, we're moving forward. Because the person on my right has all these cards that are in the upright. They've built the reputation. They know how to shoulder a load because they've proven themselves in some way. And they're also sort of saying, who was it? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs used to say to business people wanting to start a business, do what you do best. That's what the whole business is centered on, is that thing you do, Leo. Everything else needs to be like partialed out because they're time pirates. They're time pirates. This person on my left, they don't understand the concept of what a time pirate is. So the time management thing is just blah, 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 all over the place, even in relationships. Because what I see is this person on my left sort of adding up the hours and adding up the time, but they never have anything extra. And the person on my right is sort of saying, okay, well, you need to look at the workload, you need to look at the time spent, and there's something about the person on my right that has emotional intelligence here. I don't know if they can cut the time in half. It's almost like a shared load cuts the time in half. And they'd rather lose over here to win big, as long as whatever is shared half. But if they're not catching that, it's not just wrong, it's not normal. It's not supposed to be like that. Does that make sense? Because to me, I can also see someone who hasn't spent a whole lot of time with people or friends. Because that's here too, Leo. And someone who is saying, okay, it's enough. I need to make the time to go make the friends because this is too much. That's it.
That's too much, too much. All right, we're going into Virgo. We're wrapping around the last half of the wheel and keep it moving. It's getting all dark up there where you're at. Keeping Miriam in a cave, you guys.
I'm in a cave.
All right, show me clarifiers for Virgo, please. For that. All right. Page. Jeez Louise. Okay. Got these little tiny cards, and now I don't know what to do with my hands. Reminds me of that Talladega Nights or Ricky Bobby's like, I don't know what to do with my hands. What do I do with my hands? Oh, what's up? 4 cups here. Virgo energy for this weekend. Please for Virgo. Oh, I guess I already had a card. Okay. So Virgo is coming into the reading with the Page of Cups in reverse, followed by clarifier being the Page of Swords. I'm starting my timer. 3 minutes. All right, Page of Cups in reverse and the Page of Swords being the clarifying energy for that. And Mama Virgo's sitting right there in the middle. She was looking over at them pages, Queen of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups, feeling so proud and at peace, wrapping up with the 4 of Cups and that Queen of Cups, okay? Overall energy being the 6 of Wands in the upright with the Tower card in reverse. And I just heard and felt, finally. So what I'm getting here is that my Virgos very well may have been dealing with somebody who was acting emotionally irresponsible. And it looks as if that person has maybe had a bit of epiphany. They're just, they obviously got to find a way to balance it and bring it in. Virgo, you're sitting there watching that person, and I just like Scott shown the South Node and Virgo, and letting go of the need to hold on so damn tight. Okay, you're Virgo sitting here looking over here at the pages, like that's how the picture came out, and wrapping up in it. It's something that there's something going on that is evolving, and you've decided, look, I'm going to let go of control. That's the way that it needs to be. I have been doing this judgment thing, and I'm going to sit here. Virgo's going to be having a little bit of a hard time not saying anything about it, because Virgo definitely feels some kind of way about this. And I'm really getting that Virgo is the person or people that you're dealing with. They've displayed this action so many times, and it's just been irking you. And you're like, look, you've got to make these moves to get better. Like but it's almost like a helicopter parent in a way. But it's almost like something that you said stuck, and it finally lit that light bulb on, and it changed things around, and it's going to leave you feeling victorious about whatever it is. You're going to feel accomplished or even proud of yourself for not blowing the F up. Okay, Virgo. With it, I would just say, do your best to stand in your power and keep biting your tongue, okay? Bite your tongue about them feelings that you're all wishy-washy and mixed up about. Okay? My timer's up. Bye, Virgo.
All right, turning my timer on. I have someone over here who's playing with fire. there's like this, I mean, I don't like it when the King of Swords and the Hierophant show up next to each other and they're pointing at, you know, the Seven of Swords and the Temperance. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Because notice what's being shown right here, what's been done right here. Someone is finding out. And it's showing how reckless this person has been. Now, I don't know if somebody's like, I'm a Virgo, happy birthday, Virgo. This would be like somebody going to the ER and the doctor coming in and being like, hey, you know, it's something like that. Like you have a heart attack and they say this happened the first time and your body didn't know. I've had that happen.
I thought
Didn't know what to
doctor
do. You let it get to the
immediately.
second, your body will know what to do. But it has that sort of feeling to it. And just like you said, it's like, hey, you need to pay attention to this because this is extremely reckless. And it's not the kind of business we like going on here, because what I get is like a full stop. If you've been putting extreme pressure on your body, if you've been putting extreme pressure on your mind, whatever this extreme pressure is, that doctor or that lawyer or whoever this is saying, don't play around with this new beginning. Don't play around with this new commitment.
I have goosebumps head to toe.
Like,
she's on point.
If you don't freaking pay attention to this, you know, you could hurt yourself, right? Someone didn't want a misunderstanding about intentions. Well, the whole reason I did this and the whole reason I did that, they may have been trying to help, but they weren't helping. Look, both sides have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. And one person is sort of like, I didn't know like your body couldn't handle that load. Or I didn't know that your mind couldn't handle that load. So I'm getting more of a, like, you better learn. That's what's over here. You better learn quick, fast, and in a hurry. Because if you keep adding to this or if you keep going to this, you're in for a huge, whatever this is. I don't even know.
Yeah.
If it keeps going this way, you better be all right with the way it's going. Because, yeah, it's also got something here that's been going on in the dark. Something not seen or something not known. To me, it looks like an addiction of some kind. It's an addiction, and it's sort of like it's adding up. It's adding up. I mean, that's the best way that I can put it. And if someone is finally getting to the point of understanding an addiction and what it is and what it means, it's finally adding up. On both sides, I have the Ten of Wands in the upright. So this must have been challenging for both. I'm getting over on the right that, you know, when there's too many patients back after back, you start making dumb choices and dumb decisions. And so it does feel like kind of scaling back before you start puking up your ice cream. Happy birthday, Virgo.
Yeah. Well, so like as you were talking, like immediately you showed those cards and I saw a doctor. And then I got shown the South Node and that asteroid Karma is transiting with the South Node. And that being Virgo Pisces axis being health. And then I got shown somebody ignoring something and I got thrown back into that Emperor card of being a patriarch that and a bad phone call of like, look, you've ignored this too far. You went from totally clear to stage 4, you know, and you got 3 months. We're in eclipse season, my Virgos. We're in eclipse season, and it's a very big one. We'll come back with another video for that one at some point soon. But it's a big one. Don't ignore that kind of stuff because karma, fate is at play this month. So, or I say in September. I'm looking up Libra right now. I already laid the first 3. I'm doing the clarifiers for Libra. Libra's coming in. All right. These little cards are going to take a minute to get used to, but I'm enjoying them. They're fun without covering the whole board. Hi, new people.
It feels like somebody from the circus with a top hat, you know, like a clown, and they're coming up to the door, Libra, and knocking on the door with their little umbrella and being like, hello.
Right?
Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus.
Jesus. I got thrown across the room here. I don't need to get it. I can see what it is. Judgment card. Okay. Well, give me a second.
An angel at 12 o'clock.
Well, I just looked down at the judgment card with the angel blowing the trumpet. That's what flew across the floor by me. I'm almost back in my chair. Here we go. So, start my timer. You got 3 minutes on the board for Libra. All right, Libra, for this weekend, coming in. Woo! We've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse and the victorious Six of Wands, sitting all proud and high and mighty and celebrated. We've also got the Six of Cups with the King of Swords in the upright. Gosh. And then there's got to be that dad and the dogs. Okay, I got to get out of that doctor feeling. High Priestess in the upright with the Judgment card underneath. Okay, and the overall energy, because I like to show, is the King of Knights with the Wheel of Fortune. The King of Knights or the Knight of, I say the King of Knights, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse for the overall energy. Okay, health matters are at play again, Libra. Kind of a continuance on from the last reading. As far as signs go, we definitely have some Saturn energy, maybe even Jupiter with the Wheel of Fortune, Judgment card. Woo, got some Pluto energy, Scorpio energy happening here with the High Priestess, maybe even some Virgo energy. So rolling into it. Oh, I just heard inheritance, but okay. So this, I don't know if this is you or who you're dealing with, Libra. However, somebody's really kind of picking and prodding and think they're going to get an inheritance. And why this comes up over this weekend, I don't know. Maybe it's because you are at a family function and dealing and or being around family. But I am still getting that figure dropping off. There's somebody that is maybe soon to be passing, and then I also heard you may have had a dream that somebody passed, and I know it's funny because I talked about that at the beginning of the video. But this High Priestess came through, and in this card, if you look close, you can see her pupils almost through her eyes being closed on this card. And I got drawn right into that with the Judgment card underneath. Definitely a soulmate energy. So with that, there's somebody that's been taking and taking and taking and taking, and it's been going on for too damn long. It's been long enough that there's all these pentacles that have been growing and whatnot. Pentacles being all the tangible things, but I'm getting money. There's somebody that's money hungry that's around you, and being around you makes them feel victorious, and they think that they're on the up and up. But I will tell you that with that you got somebody that's greedy around you. Use your intuition about it. You're right. And maybe just guard yourself pretty well. Be careful who you trust. Maybe even talk to an older person about this person and see what they have to say. That's what I got.
All right, 3 minutes, because there's a lot to say here, Libra, and I ain't going to go on and on and on. Ha! So much to say. There is going to be a communication about not knowing how to do something, work something, function something. There is going to be a communication about that. I do also see that there's a loss of faith. There's a loss of faith in someone else's ability to move something forward to a safer place. There's a certain responsibility, or even because it would kind of go along with, you miss the point, you miss the point, like the overall point. And I do think that whoever's on my right has been hopefully sort of waiting for an answer to show up, hopefully waiting for, to be able to hear good news that something is going to work out in their favor, quite possibly with an inheritance of some sort. They're, I don't know, maybe it has to do with the stomach, or what the stomach is or is not doing, what the stomach is or is not showing. It could also be a child. Oh, some of you may hear, if you have a Leo in your life, that was really bad vision right there. But it does show that you may find out that someone is with child, if there's a Leo or a Leo in your life in some way. Because it's like one of those messages of, it's time, but something didn't show. And it's time and something didn't show, and it's supposed to show. There's also a very tough message that comes with this message, Libra. And I think you're right. I mean, in several different places. On this side, I have the 9 of Wands in the upright. On this side, I have it in the reverse. And it's sort of like, you make the tough call. You don't know how to make the tough call when the tough call needs to be made. So there's like a loss of faith.
Mm. Ooh.
And there are some people that might be getting laid off soon.
It's a sad truth.
There's a person on my right that can't move forward because of all the financial responsibilities they're holding in their lap, or they would escape, try to escape how they feel. They'd try to escape their feelings by trying to get up and move, but they can't. They're locked in. And they've been faithful to that. So it's not like they're not going to do it. It's just being responsible about people's limits and what they can and can't do. I get someone here who's like a serial cheater. Like, one person is very faithful in relationships. The other person has a serial cheater kind of vibe thing to them in some way. And it makes for poor company.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say about that.
No. Well, all righty then. Where are we at? Scorpio. We're at Scorpio. I already laid the cards for Scorpio, so I'm going to start my timer on my ladybug. Get her going. Scorpio. My Scorpios this weekend. Coming in with the 3 of Swords in reverse, with the 7 of Swords in reverse. I like that, because you know what? You add them 2 bad boys together, that's 10 of Swords in the reverse, right? So letting go of some pain, which is accompanied by the 10 of Wands in reverse and the 3 of Cups. Underneath that is a clarifier. We've got a Earth sign. We got a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, divine masculine, and maybe even a Gemini popping in. We got the Magician right there underneath it. And the clarifiers under the deck. We've got the soulmate card again with that 6 of Cups, and then the 7 of Cups again. That has just been all over the place. That's got to be that Neptune at 1 degrees Aries. All right, Scorpio. So I see you letting go and possibly just finished wrapping up a really difficult situation that was causing you a whole lot of mental disarray, stress. The burdens have just been really just eating at you. And I think this weekend you're really just enjoying those around you, your friends, your family. You're finding reasons to get your happiness back. I mean, it does make sense that you would have that card there, and you're letting your guard down a bit. You're watching everybody tell all their stories and lighten up, watching all your family or friends light up, and or you're lighting up. I just saw somebody going through and finally catching up on all their Netflix episodes. I know that's weird, but that's what I got. And maybe even Scorpio is really just proud of an accomplishment, that all that hard work, that stress that you've been dealing with has been resolved. And when I first laid that down and I looked at it, I heard, how the F did you pull that off? And then it's like Capricorn sitting there just like rolling his pentacle around in his hand and like, yeah, watch me flip it around like a globe trotter, man. Like, got it, you know. So good job, congrats. I'm glad that you're finally done with all that mess. But yeah, it's something that I would say is if you're at a point to where you I'm seeing a loved one, and it might be you or it might be a loved one that is not knowing what path to take next. Okay, so we just accomplished and went through all this shit, right? All this hard work, and yay, we won, we're done. But what's the next? What are we going to do? This would very much lend to there are options for you. I would recommend pulling in that Libran energy. I know we just finished Libra, but pull it in, bring it back home. Ask your most cherished loved ones what they want to do next, because maybe there's something that you need to involve your family in. You've been dealing with all the other really serious, not cool stuff. Maybe there's something that you need to involve your family in. And I'm not just talking about a weekend get together. I'm talking about something for future so that something can change, because there is a maturity that has been outgrown. How do I say it? I don't know if it's the same family get togethers. Everything's always the same. And you know what? We're here. I love y'all, but let's do something different. So that's what I got for my Scorpios.
Scorpios, I'm looking at here. 3 minutes. Where am I at? Okay. It's like being really upset at how much damage has been done around something. And it's pulling up rabbits out of hats. There's a value, VALUE. And what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of work that's needed to get this space up and going and up and running. There could also be this thing about time. Do we really owe someone who has not put in that much work or that much time? Do we really owe them to show up and lend a hand? Do we really owe them to invite them to the wedding? Do we really have to, and the other party is so sort of saying, if I'm in the lead and I'm in charge and I'm what you have, right? Then we have to try to do the right thing to bring this thing up to its value, to maintain the value of something. It's sort of like presenting, this is your option on one side and this is your option on the other. If we're not going to get this much out of some experience, then we need to prepare and plan. This would be like burning all your leave, burning all your inheritance money. Like, if we're not going to get the family together the way that I thought, then let's just go burn it, but it does have to do, and I think we're either telling someone about a commitment, like it would be a lot like saying, you know, this person's been a part of the family for a very long time. It's that they weren't given an option to, or, you know, they didn't get any invitations, and you don't know whether they'd say yes or no. So the best you can do is try to ask. And then there's more excuses. Well, we don't know what so-and-so is going to do if we get them all together in the same place. We don't know. And again, Scorpio is coming into the space and sort of saying, I didn't ask whether you liked it or not. I wasn't asking whether you liked it or not. This person, it's only right, it's only fair to try to understand a place about the value of, like, you're never going to have a wedding day again, or you're never going to have a first child thing again. It's a lot like that. So one party is sort of putting their foot down, and it has to do with value. This party on the left is sort of saying, well, I think they're 9 in the hole. I think you should only give them 6, right? And the other person is saying, yeah, but if what you're saying is true, then not only do they need 7, but they need 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It goes like that, Scorpio, because whatever I'm looking at, it's supposed to be time plus, time added. Just because you start at 9 in the hole, we get them up to 0, and it's supposed to keep going, because that's what I'm seeing it happen. And so whoever this naysayer person is, who is like, to me, it's like, oh, you're never going to find someone to do XYZ. You're never going to. No. It's almost as if someone shows up with a check, but more than that. You know, it's like they showed up with the whole team. The check plus the team plus the food. It's like they work for HEB. You know, when there's like danger and damage, they're supposed to show up with all of it. And this person is looking at this other one saying, you need to be careful with that. Like, if this is your first report that you're reporting, you better be careful with that. If this is your first, I don't know, claim that you've ever submitted, you better be careful with that. That's what this thing is saying. It needs more than just that. And it's not supposed to be, this person is like, you need, do the right thing, whether someone is watching or not. Because it's not supposed to be like snidey. Someone's not supposed to be stingy with their time, or stingy with their money, or stingy with. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
Well, I'm going to talk then. Hi, Saggies. My Saggies. Coming in with 3 minutes on the Ladybug clock. Because we can talk and talk forever. Okay, Saggies coming in, representing with the 10 of Pentacles in the upright. Clarifying energy underneath, we got the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. Followed up, we've got a Page of Swords, clarified by Temperance. There's your card, Sag. And another Page of Wands. Got the Knight of Wands in reverse, clarifying that. Swift, fast moving. Underside of the deck for the top line with them pages, I got another Knight of Wands in reverse, and then a 6 of Swords in reverse. Okay. So I definitely have a family dynamic going on. I mean, clearly we've got a big old family. There's a whole lot of kiddos around. and they got a whole lot to say and a whole lot of activities, and we want to do this and we want to do this. Hey, I got an idea. Let's do this. And you may even have some twins in your family that you're dealing with, but they're little firecrackers. And if it's not, if I'm talking to somebody that it's maybe just you and a friend hanging out with some family, I will say that what I got right off the bat when I saw the 2 pages and then I saw the 2 Knights of Wands in reverse, right by the Page of Wands. I would say that be careful. You might be at a family function, doing some swimming, be out at the lake, going to some kind of activity center or something. And one of these little fire pages or knights, and it could very well be a boy that is very fiery, like Sag, going out and deciding to go out in the woods, do whatever, and completely F's up and gets hurt. Okay. Like an injury hurt, nothing like super bad or whatever. And if they don't get hurt, another thing I got was taken something that was not theirs. Like I saw it play out in the woods, like at the campgrounds or something, if you guys are going to the lake, but that could also just be a metaphor, right? So if you take these 2 cards together, which is what I like to do, I end up with a 4 of Pentacles, clutching the purse, boom, like holding on to my money. Maybe, so I would say somebody might have some little sticky fingers around you. Okay. So just be careful, especially if you have a lot of people in your environment and you're busy, loving on family, friends, whatever. You're just busy in the family dynamic, not even looking at it. One of your little pages might have some sticky fingers. And if they're not so literal, they might just be teenage years. Okay. But keep an eye out for a little bit of sticky fingers. That's what I got. I know it's short and sweet, but 3 minutes is up. I know she hasn't even laid down yet. That's not even laid down yet. I'll give her some time. While she's laying down, I'll talk for a second. I don't really have a whole lot to elaborate on that. It just looks like some impulsivity. There's going to be somebody that's going to display, and that's it. It very well could be you, some immaturity. If it's not an age, it's not siblings, it's not your kids. It could be you just feeling happy and go lucky and let's explore and let's be philosophical. Let's do all this kind of stuff. But to everybody else, it's coming off real brash and like, dude, shut up. Like, come on, that's enough. It's enough of that. But hope that helps.
Sag, I have a discussion with another person, again, with the pages. I don't like the pages. It's like a bunch of pages over here.
I had 2 in mind.
I got like a queen and a king over here, which is much more understandable. But like pages, they're not really strong efforts. They're shallow efforts. You know what I mean? They're like waiting to see what's going to happen, wondering if someone plans to drop something or not, getting offers from other people. It's almost like having options, a lot of options, probably from family members, getting a lot of different options from family members, and it's not necessarily what you want to do. To me, it looks right now like what you have to do, and needing a break. Oh, I see someone who doesn't really know how to make themselves happy. 1, 2, 3, 4 tens, all in the same little circle. 4.
Tonight there's been a lot of 10s.
They're all in the reverse. Like I ran the 25 mile. I finished the thing. I completed the thing. And this person is sort of standing there going, I'm calling friends and everybody's working. Nobody's talking to me. You know, almost like I spent too much time in a certain modality. Hey, you want to do something? No. Hey, you want to no. It's almost like Sag has found themselves on the outs where they're not, it seems like because they haven't been socializing over here, they haven't been keeping in touch with that side of themselves. Now they're kind of at a loss. That's sort of what I'm seeing. And it's like someone who hasn't been in the loop, they don't know the loop. They don't know the loop. Over on this side, I have someone who's seeing the severity of a separation, the importance of it, maybe for the first time, maybe even in the choice around raising children, the expression of bonds and what bonds are supposed to mean. To me, it's almost like someone who's a fair weather friend. You know, they may say on their Facebook profile that they have 6,000 friends, but they can't pick up the phone and call one that would actually hang out with them. That's what this looks like. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, this other person over here focused on bond. This person knows how to do bond. They know how to do bonding. They don't have a problem with that. They learned it. They got it. And for them to drop a section of their life, to them, it's not their whole life. It's just a part. And that's how it's been from the beginning. You were a part of this person's life. You weren't my whole life. You were a part of my world, not my whole world. So does that make sense? Hope so, because that's what it says. To lose one part, yes. Is it sad? Is there grief? Yes. It's not nice. But this person on the right, they didn't lose their whole world. When there was a friend needed, there was a friend given. When there was support needed from friends, the support was there. When there was support there during a crisis, all they had to do was pick up a line. It's sort of like, it's like that. That's how the cards are. That's what I see.
Good luck, Sag.
Get to work.
Well,
More
get to
like
work.
get to work.
There is a lot of pages and
if you're the one
tomes.
lacking on that, Sag, get to work. Because there's more sections to a life than only work or only reading a book, you know.
All right, so we are at Capricorn this weekend for me. I see coming in with the Six of Wands in reverse with the Emperor in the upright. I just heard not so fast is what I just heard. Like being checked by somebody on you being proud of something, and that's kind of messed up. But right next to it, we got the Ten of Pentacles in reverse with the Nine of Pentacles underneath. So that's a single energy. And even the math of 9, 10, and 1, that's an Ace of Pentacles in reverse right there. Something got shut down. And the Tower card is closing it out with the Strength card. So it does look like, and you did show up in your own reading. I mean, you got an Aries up in there with you too, and a Leo and an Aquarius energy. But there's your card, Capricorn. We got the Devil in reverse as the underside of the deck, along with the Four of Swords in reverse. Okay, so with this, I don't know if it's you having to check somebody else. With the Devil card in reverse, it kind of tells me that somebody might be checking you. And by that, it's going to come very unexpected. I mean, nonchalant. I straight up, I do see it. It's funny. I was nodding my head. You guys probably saw it when she was reading for Sag, talking about like an end of a relationship or something like that. That's what I'm getting. It's almost like somebody standing firm, independent, they're doing their gig and whatever. I'm not getting recognized though. I don't feel valued. And somebody doesn't feel valued and somebody walks the F away and says, you know what, I'm done putting all this effort in. I am done. I'd rather stack my pinnacles than continue to feed it to this. I specifically just heard those are not my kids. That's messed up. And if you said that, somebody's going to call you on it, and or it's kind of a messed up thing because it's selfish. Like what I'm hearing is just like it was like you only cared about how you were going to look in this situation, and you don't realize that all these people have been looking at you some kind of way because you want to tout on how hard you work and how you provide and blah blah blah. I think somebody's tired of hearing that. That tower card, if this is you or if this is whoever you're dealing with, Capricorn, man, it's going to require a whole lot of strength to recover this one. But you can. I would say just don't be a jerk about it. Don't be a jerk about it. It's your. I see an impulsive decision where that somebody should have stayed grounded and it ends up with somebody being single or left out of some sort of family dynamic because of behavior and pride and arrogance. So, sorry, Capricorn. Wah, wah. Your 3 minutes is up on my ladybug timer. And I know Miriam's shuffling. I see a lot of hellos in there. Hi, faces. We are just about done for the night. Miriam's going to read Capricorn. Then we got Aquarius and Pisces. Please like this video. And if you aren't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel. We also each have a Patreon. And we just started the one for Woke.Ones.Revolution, but she's got her own Patreon, Miriam Kramer. Yeah. So check it out. But at the beginning of this video, we talked about astrology and we talked about psychic gifts and our experiences with them. So we did, started out a little different, and rather than doing individual free readings, we can book a reading with us. We're just going through the sign by signs for the weekend, but I definitely appreciate you spending some of your holiday weekend with us. I'm Heather. For those of you that don't know me, that's Miriam Kramer. And it's been a long day. I know we're both ready to be done working for the day. She put in a lot of work. Not more than me
Capricorn,
today.
I mean, if you're watching Three Atlas, I would believe you. Because this is like someone who is got their eyes on, they're tracking something. They're tracking the way it's been going. There's enough of a historical showing of quite possibly purchases or where time is spent. And someone is invested in that. Like they're really invested in that and they're not dropping it. They're not willing to drop it. If it's an investment, because this is what I thought, Capricorn, it'd be like, you said it was going to get dropped. Yeah, but you said it was going to get put away. Yeah, but you made a bunch of promises that said you were going to do that thing. Yeah, but. And I'm just, it's weird because the way this is if you're dealing with an Aquarius, you're effed. You're just effed, Capricorn. Now, if you're the one that's watching, I'd say a Gemini, maybe a Scorpio, more than likely a Taurus. Somebody's effed. They're effed. Because it's like someone is watching Three Atlas, right? And they're being questioned in the background. When's this gonna get here? I have this piece of information, this piece of information, and this piece of information. Yeah, but when's it gonna be ready? Yeah, but I'm still watching it. Yeah, but you said that XYZ. Yeah, and to do XYZ, it takes money, right? So, yeah, but you said you were going to pay that thing off. Yeah, but I didn't. Yeah, but you said that you were going to. So, I don't know which side of the table you're on, Capricorn, but there is somebody that has been watching, like a scientist watching Three Eye Atlas. The crazy part is the person who has been watching, they're very wise beyond their years, and they already know what a leader is supposed to look like. They already know what the law says. They already know. They already have. They've just been wise enough to know it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time before that string breaks. It's only a matter of time before that bungee cord snaps. It's only a matter of time. And they're wise enough to do it, to know it. Are they worried? Are they scared? It's more like they're worried and scared that communication hasn't been, it's almost like there's been no reason or rhyme for why a particular damaging piece has been there. We don't know if it's gonna be harmful. We don't know if it's gonna be helpful. So we just need to keep an eye on it and watch it over time. This could also be someone saying, well, I don't want to interfere. That's their relationship. I don't like interfering in their things. I don't want to be all up in that business. But unfortunately, because that's the pose they took, and it's almost like because everybody chose to be singular about something, whether it's only talking about myself, only talking about my own experiences, only talking about my own trip, only talking, that other person been watching you for a long time. Long time.
The way you were talking, it sounded very observant, like an Aquarius or a Virgo, like paying attention and just watching and not letting on that they know. Big old poker
Yeah, they
face,
are.
not
They're just
showing their hand.
watching. But they don't want to interfere. I'm not going to jump in there and interfere. It's only a matter of time.
Wow. Whew.
I used to say that to clients, like in the very beginning. It's a lot like when somebody pays for a therapist or they pay for a reader. It's your hour. You want to talk and take up the space, I'll listen. But you
Yeah.
paid me
Yeah.
to tell you things. And I used to tell them at the
Yeah.
beginning, like, this lady was angry. I paid you $60, for an hour. And she talked a whole hour. And I
Yeah. Like,
said,
well,
the reading's done, ma'am. Oh, you didn't even have time to answer my question. Like, yeah, we
lesson.
did. That's what this
Lesson.
person is doing.
Oh,
You had plenty
man.
of time. You had plenty of this.
No, Saturn and your ruler is going back into Pisces for a karma check. Better straighten that shit up right quick. All right, we're moving on to Aquarius, so we can get on with our night. Miriam and I want to have enjoy the rest of our evening as well.
I just want to eat
So
dinner.
I know
Hungry.
I will feed you. All right.
All right.
So, Three of Wands, we got Aquarius on the timer. Ladybug timer is set. Aquarius, this weekend you're coming in ready to go. With the Three of Wands, Death card is clarifying that. So, we got some Scorpio, Plutonic energy coming in. Next to that, we got some Pisces with the Hangman in the upright, followed by the Sun card for clarifying that. Feeling some deep peace within. I know that you've been going through some recent changes here. And when I say Aquarius, I'm talking the sun, moon, risings, all of the things, okay? You guys have definitely been through some big transitions and you're feeling the woo-saw, like I just saw, what is that? Bad boys, what you gonna do with that movie, right? Where he's like, "Woosah, boss, woosah." So you're going on, and I do see it feels independent. It feels very independent, but not in any kind of a negative way. It's almost like a revelation that you've had within, and there has been a whole lot of within, and you're still within, and you're just ruminating on things. There may have been the outcomes cards that I've got, the Chariot in reverse with the Emperor card clarifying that. So that's Cancer card and the Aries card. So got a whole lot of energy up in this. And the underside of the deck, we've got the Queen of Pentacles clarified by the Tower card again. Uranus and Gemini strikes again, and then under that Queen of Pentacles was the other Tower card. So my goodness, there may be some stuff coming right around the corner, and unfortunately, it may have to do directly with a vehicle. So Aquarius, don't be surprised if you need to. And whether I say vehicle being from a driving standpoint of a vehicle, or the vehicle which drives your soul and what fuels your fire. With that, I really do think that it's a time for you you're really looking at the okay. I just got a whole stereo that rolled out. Hold your poise. Aquarius. There's a lot going on in the world. You may feel like fighting the man, and fighting the world about all the stuff that you're not seeing going the right way, and it should be. I'm hearing that should be, but I mean, all of these major arcanas that you've got, I have not seen anything like this in a long time. And I know I'm past my 3 minutes, but look at this ish right here. Out of the main spread, you got 5, 6, because I got another tower card I'm not showing you that's showing heads up. 7 freaking, yeah, it's 6 freaking major arcana out of 8 cards. You have some big fated things happening right now, and you're in the right place. You're right where you're needing to be. You know that tower moment's coming, but you're ruled by Uranus. You are the tower card. So whoo, divine timing. It's going to be coming, and everybody else is going to feel that whack. But it's time. Things are going to level up, and I know that was long winded. So, my Aquarius, it's Miriam's
Aquarius, you're
turn.
going to get invited to go on a vacation of some sort, a trip, a vacation, a wedding, a something. There seems to be an ending towards repetitious things all the time, blah, blah, blah. It's like putting something fresh in your space again. And it's like, I truly hope I'm not looking at this incorrectly. It could also be someone coming to knock on another person's door and just randomly showing up, like a publishing clearinghouse, something.
Yes, please.
And the other person is looking at things with the Queen of Swords. So maybe that is you. And this person is looking at not taking a break, but revving it up. Like, this, let's get to work, or let's start bringing in the money, or because they want to move forward. This person is like, I don't want any misunderstandings here, to prevent certain things and certain outcomes. There's other things that need to stop completely, or they need a cutoff, like a pair of scissors, but they really want to move. Like, they want to, I don't think they just want a vacation. This person wants the future with you. And to do that, they can't go into the future with you like that until something is completely cut. And they're wondering, the person on my right, has it happened yet? Has it not happened yet? Is this person going to make an announcement? Are they not going to make an announcement? Am I going to find out? And, all of this stuff. It's like the Three of Wands is up here, and this person has a lot of questions as to whether something has stopped or not. I think this person wants to come in with an apology or with an offer of some kind, Aquarius, like love. But what they don't know is that Three of Wands that they were waiting on has already happened back here. like they're mid-stride. They're already, if they were swimming the Atlantic, they already took off.
You got the same cards I did.
Like they already left the port. Like, you know, they're already done. It's that they probably aren't just sharing anything with anyone. They're keeping things secret and to themselves. And they're not, it's kind of like, you know, the circle of trust. You're either in it or you're not in it.
Or you're not. Or you're not.
It's a lot like that. So the person doesn't necessarily know over here, like, I don't know where I'm at until this person starts, until a certain something is cut. And the cut was already made. Like, what you talking about, Willis? I'm 150 miles ahead of you.
And if you didn't know, then you didn't make the cut.
If you didn't know, you didn't make the cut. I'm sorry. And this person that's like wanting, you know, someone wanting to come in here and like, should I show up at the door? Do you think I can knock and it would be okay? Do they even have room? Would they even want to? And it's sort of like, bitch, don't interrupt dinner. It's a lot like that because they're already sitting at the table eating dinner, and you're 100 miles back there wondering.
With your dunce hat over in the corner, not paying attention. All right. Oh, Pisces.
It's so weird because there is someone else over here on the other side, and there's love. Look at this, the lovers. There's love. If you didn't hear about it,
they were getting cooperation elsewhere.
I just think there's love elsewhere as well.
Love. Yeah.
But I think that there is like somebody wanting to come knock on the door. They just don't know if it's right or
not. My Aquarius man will take that Publishers Clearinghouse at the door, babe, anytime.
Right? It's like Ed McMahon showing up in a town, 300 miles away, and you're like, oh, Ed showed up? That's crazy.
You know, they say that's one of those Mandela effect things or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, I know, right? The Mandela effect.
I remember Ed McMahon. I remember Ed McMahon.
And apparently Ed McMahon...
They say never
in the
did
new
it.
timeline we're in, Ed McMahon was not part of the Publishing Clearinghouse. There's something called America. It has the word American in it, but it's like American.
I call BS. We call BS. It was Ed McMahon.
And I was like, really? Isn't that sad?
That straight card.
Clearinghouse was fun.
Yeah. Oh, they can. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like American Day or something. American Day.
I don't buy that. Yeah. Pisces. My cards got all discombobulated. Pisces.
Yeah, I got like that feeling in my stomach, like real uncomfortable, like you got caught.
Yeah, clumsy, fumbling shit, like all of a sudden. What the heck is going on? Okay, well, Pisces, for your weekend, I just got one more card to pop.
Showing up to a costume party and then finding out they changed it to a different theme and you're the only one in a bunny suit. It's that sort of feeling.
It reminded me of that post that I showed you earlier today where the artist had the paintbrush in front of the canvas and he's asking the model, what do you think about nudity? Do you mind? Like you think, I want to paint you there. But then the artist is standing there and you just see his butt. He's naked. And then Pisces is like, am I painting you, or is this just a situationship from the past? Pisces coming in with the Five of Pentacles in reverse, clarified by the Devil card. I still got one more card I need to pop, and it threw me two. I'll go with it. Whatever. Okay, it is what it is. 3 minutes on the Ladybug. I want to watch some more of that Wednesday tonight while we're eating.
I started her on Wednesday last night.
It's cute. Like I can
Awesome.
relate. I can relate with Wednesday Addams. You know.
She was like, "That's me." I said, "Why do you think we're watching it?" Yeah, but that's me.
Introvert. All right, so I got the Five of Pentacles for Pisces with the Devil in reverse, followed up with the Empress card in reverse and the Three of Cups in the upright. Whoa, the Devil card really just flipped itself around up the right way and said no, and it flipped it around. Okay, all the cards came out in reverse pretty much. I got the Strength card in reverse to close it out with Temperance in the upright. Okay, so definitely need to find some grounded balance. You can't just be in the waters all the time, Pisces. That, you've got some divine with you naturally. Whoa, I don't know what just happened. I did lose a card. Ten of Cups is the underside of the deck, clarified by the King of Wands in reverse. So the Ten of Cups in reverse, King of Wands in reverse. Under that Ten of Cups, it just shows me somebody running, that Knight of Swords. Okay. Pisces, the thing is, this get around, you may have been feeling some lack lately. The Five of Pentacles in reverse, maybe that's starting to turn around, but literally this card was like this. And when I looked around, I must have tapped it because it was like this and in the upright. Okay. So Capricorn, Taurus, Leo, Sagittarius are the signs that I have showing for you. The story that I'm seeing, and this is messed up because I heard, thank God you're not pregnant. So, what I did catch very much and gathered is that there was some sort of a weakness that happened. It could have had to do with substances, it could have had to do with, playing, a little too much sexy time. But playing in a way that was very reckless, somebody didn't know. And then I see a party going, thank God she's not pregnant. So I see somebody making a big mistake, whether it was you or somebody that you're involved with. Somebody wasn't really on the up and up. It definitely seems like some phallic energy was happening elsewhere, not being good. Pisces lends to the fact that maybe you need to, maybe you or the person you're dealing with are having some addiction issues, some infidelity, and some inability to look at yourself and have some, what is that? Not just integrity, but self, my words losing me, restraint. Where is your self-restraint, Pisces? Where do the people around you support your value system? Are you being honest about what you really need and value? Are you having problems with restraint or holding back on some addictive patterns, backsliding? There is a whole lot of lack in just these few cards that came up top. And if that's reality or if it's just in your head, how you're feeling, please use this weekend to get yourself right, get honest with where you're at with yourself and the people in your life, because the actions that you take right now definitely have major karmic repercussions, and you don't want Saturn retrograde in your sign making its last sweep for how many years? 30 years. 30 years is a Saturn cycle. It's some big repercussions if you're not acting right or if the people around you aren't. So definitely make some good choices, Pisces. I wish you the best.
Hi, Pisces. I would agree with the too much play and not enough. This is an unfair situation that I'm looking at here. It's really unfair because I have someone who is genuinely asking to be relieved of pain. They need to relieve themselves of pain. And there's it's more than a pity party, it's an emotional uproar of some kind that is trying to defend my right to have what makes me happy. And what I have here is someone who makes a mess because of it. There's a mess because of it. And it's not like there was any other choice for this person. I don't know if you were powerful in a certain position, especially emotionally, because this is like asking specifically to be relieved of something painful. And then there's like maybe an accident of some kind. And then there's jumping up and yelling and screaming. And it could be, you know, I don't want to
You
use
got
it.
the Empress?
I
Empress in
have the
reverse
Empress in
too?
the reverse. She's in
I
the
had the same.
reverse
I had
with
the
the
same
World
thing.
card in the reverse. Like there's a discharge of some kind, but it's the person holding all the cards, the one that is choosing, I have the right. That person, I have the right to. But when this accident happens or when this goes way too far, the victim gets blamed. The victim here gets blamed for either the damage done, the victim gets blamed for the destruction of something. The victim is the one that gets blamed. And it's not fair. It's almost like there's a very angry outburst. And then there's this, when the anger is all out.
That sounds like gaslighting to me.
It is a gaslighting thing because this person stands up and all of a sudden they're like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You know you shouldn't have done that. And it comes out like now. But what I'm catching here, Pisces, is that if you wanted a true result, one that was honest and clear and whatever, then there wouldn't be any confusion left behind. That's what I'm seeing in the cards. Is this person, this is a flip-flop energy of creating a confusion about love or about care. Like you can't call someone a POS and you're a crappy mother over and over and over out of anger just because you want to be happy. You can't run someone down like this over and over and create the weather and then scream at the person who's drenched outside in the cold and blame it on them. Do you see what I mean? This is like you can't create the circumstances and then scream at everybody else. And the cards are sort of in this position where if you need to take care of yourself, Pisces, if that's what you need to do, then stop blaming everybody else. Stop putting it at everybody else's doorstep. Stop making it everybody else's problem, too. It's one of those where, to me, it looks like an animal. It's like someone who loses their business over an animal who's just asking to be let out. Like they don't have a choice. So I am seeing someone who is in a position of power. They are in a position of authority because their mood swings and whatever this flippity flop thing, it's creating confusion in the little ones. It's creating confusion in the neighbors. It's creating confusion as to where, you know, it's leadership gone really, 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 really bad.
I just got like just one thing as you're saying it. I just got like shown to say specifically Pisces, you with whatever you're carrying within, no matter what. And I saw the Page of Cups in reverse again and the Knight of Cups in reverse. But like whatever stories you're telling yourself in your head, and or even you think you've had conversations you think you've had with others, really check to see if that happened, because it's almost like you carry that baggage with you, and it's almost like you think you can snap your fingers, and if you react a certain way, then they'll all just leave you alone, and then maybe somebody new will come in, but you're carrying that same thing with you. The common denominator is you, Pisces.
Well, I have the other person over here, and I don't know if they've been rushing in to try to take care of your needs all the time. I don't know, but they're the ones that have been doing the work over here, and they're tired of racing to the emotional. This is Chicken Little. You know what I mean? It's Chicken Little
I
every 5
thought
seconds.
that exact phrase, and I didn't say it. Yes, ma'am. Chicken Little. The sky is falling.
Like,
people
cool.
stop coming.
They completely stop, and because of this type of behavior that's been sown, it's been seed that's been put in the ground. There's bitterness there. There's bitterness that's, sort of like they come straight out and they say enough and no more, and I'm not moving in that direction anymore. Not for an emotional upset. It's sort of like what you're doing is not peaceful. It's not holy. It's not right. It's not ethical. It's not sound. It's not. And, this choice and this decision, it's almost like the other person, and maybe it's a doctor, maybe this is a counselor, maybe it's a lawyer, but they're looking at this broken system here, and they're not talking about it with anyone. They're sitting with the knowledge of it. They're also looking on this side of things. I have on both 10 of Pentacles.
Oh, the tens, yeah.
Both on the other side of it, and I have this Ace of Swords, and I think that this King of Swords is holding that way forward, and sort of looking at, look, Wheel of Fortune came out on the other side. It is better for them to remove the confusion. It is better for them to remove the misunderstanding, to take control of choices, all choices, and say, we're not taking that any further. It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything.
Saturn's coming to see you guys.
It's not going anywhere. It's not doing anything. And there's like a full stop. Like, it would be a lot like saying, if I were going to put my money on you, I'd lose. That's how this looks to me.
It's
and
a
I
bad
can't keep
bet.
gambling with, like, my life. I can't keep gambling with. So if I have to be the one to take charge of all choices and make a choice, then I will make the choice. Because this other person is, I don't know if they're petty, but they're definitely reckless with relationships. They're reckless with time. Things get away from them real easy. And they're only, like, they're defending their right to be happy. That's what this person is doing. I have a right to be happy. And this person on the right is like, you don't even know what makes you happy because you're always upset.
A freaking chameleon, whatever. Okay. Well, you guys got a whole lot longer than everybody else. Pisces. Miriam is a wonderful reader and book with her. I know, but you can't sit in their energy, and we timed
I'm leaving
up.
now.
Well, no, we love you guys. All the descriptions of Book of Personal Reading with us are in the description of the channel. Check it out. Check out our Patreons. Thank you for coming by.
We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.